let us dive in. Wordy, what are we doing here? Instructions: parse and evaluate simple math word problems, returning the answer as an integer. Ooh. So iteration 0, a number. Okay, so what are we doing here? Problems with no operator, simply evaluate to the number given. 5 is 5. Okay. Add two numbers together. What is 5 plus the, oh, this is the, so you get to ask a question and we get to pretend like we're, Chat GPT and return an answer to that question. So what is something plus something? And we do it. Subtraction, multiplication, division. How we do those. Multiple operators. Oh my goodness. And then errors. What is 52 cubed? We don't do that yet. We could add it, but it says we reject it. So, and then non-math problems. Who is the president of the United States? We don't know how to answer that, apparently. I feel like I'm a little loud, actually, but maybe not. And then word problems with an invalid syntax. We're also not handling. Okay, we're going, is this down or up? Gosh darn it. That's down. Oh no. I broke it. Here we go. We're right here. Doing it live. We're doing it live. Let us begin. We'll start in the editor. Ooh, okay. So we get nothing to start with. We're doing it all by ourselves. I'm gonna move. Oh, you know what I did? Here, sorry. I need to fix this. It needs to be further. There we go. Tighten her down. Okay, I think that's good. I was messing with it and I messed it up. Now I think it's better. So let's look at the tests. There's a few 100. Okay. Let's just run it. This is the easiest way to see what's next. So on initialize constant, wordy test word problem. We know we really just want a word problem class. We can tell we want a class because we've got a new here. So we're going to initialize a new class instead of a module. The other ones, remember, if you were watching yesterday or rewatched, if we don't use new, we can just use a module since we don't need to instantiate it. And what are we doing? So we get a question. New takes a question. And we're just supposed to, wow. So we just go straight from we just solve for addition. Great. And then what's the second one? Just more, a different addition. Okay. So what's the dumbest way we could do this? Initialize, and this is the question. And we'll probably want to set the question, and we're going to use an adder. We probably don't need to reset it so that we can access it later. And then it's actually supposed to return stuff. So maybe this is going to be like read question or something. I don't know what to call it. Question. Read question. Parse question. Read question. I don't know what's better. Let's do parse for now. Parse the question. Oh, doy. We don't need to pass it in because we're saving it. Oh, beautiful. That is one good reason to use a class for something like this, is if this was just a module, we'd have to pass that through everything, right? We'd have to pass it as an argument, then take it in, and make sure we're like, make sure it's passed around properly. Since we have a class, we can set it up here and just reuse it. So that's kind of nice. So this is going to give us the actual result. So what do we want to do here? We know plus is special. We kind of know everything before the 1 is we can throw away, right? Because someone could write like, what is the answer to 1+1? What is blah blah blah? They could ask it a bunch of different ways. So yeah, maybe we can stop at the first number. Ooh, interesting. I'm trying to think. Should we use a regex for this? Grab the numbers out. We could split at the plus and then go back one, go right, or split. Whatever our keyword is. If all we really care about is plus, we could split on the plus if it's there. If it is, we know that that's our operation we're doing. Except for when we get to multiple things, plus, right? What could we do here? We could turn those into symbols, right? We could make a list of the string operator that we want, plus, minus, and turn that into a symbol, and that's how we know what actual symbol or what operation to do. We could do that. We do need to somehow gather the numbers. I think if we do a I want to use a regex here. I don't know why. Does that work if we collect all the numbers and then we collect all the operators and then we can just like replay them maybe? Of course, I choose one that's like it's supposed to be easy. Was actually kind of interesting. Like maybe it is easy once we get there. Everything at first, when you it's the first time you've approached a problem, seems like, oh, how am I going to do this? Like I've never thought about this. But then once you do it, you're like, oh yeah, that wasn't that bad. Like I did some homework, I learned a thing, and then it wasn't that bad. It was fine. That might be how this is. It probably is. It's going to be how this is. So let's first grab. Well, we're gonna have, what are they called? Arguments. Arguments equals, and we're gonna take our question, and we're gonna match on any digit. Not that one. / any digit more than one time. Could be like a 3-digit number, one or more times. I don't know why it double parented me there. So I believe that's what we want. Let's open. Do I have my terminal? This is nice, handy. Oh, I need to make it way bigger. So let's go into interactive Ruby, and we'll pretend that we're doing this. I'm curious. Oh, shouldn't have done that. /d thing. Okay, so that says there's nothing. So it matches. Match. Can't remember what the I think it's just array. You can just array index into it. So it says we don't match. That seems weird. Maybe my reg. Okay, that's a 1. Maybe I want. I want global. I think there's a flag for that. Let's see. Ruby match. Because we want to get all the matches. Maybe it is matches and not match. Ruby match. Regex. I should have did. Yeah. Let's go back. Let's do a little homework. See where we're at. Files. So we have match. Returns a match data object describing the match, or nil if there was no match. Okay. It's equivalent to using little special syntax. Oh, of the special variable following the match. Got it. Match question mark just returns a Boolean if that's true. Named captures. We don't want that. Don't need that. Oh yeah. So we have to actually capture it. That's why. I didn't make any capture groups. So here's the first capture group, second and third. So it's just any character. And if you grab the second one, okay. So we should be able to just do match. And if I say that, okay, so there's the one. What if I want, oh, here we go. But now how do I say all of the things that are 1 digit or more? I don't know if match does that. I might need to do, yeah, like how do I do that more than one time? I'm looking in the wrong place. Is the capture group more than one? I can't remember how this works, darn it. Mother father. So any digit, one or more times. I think it's always going to grab. Oh, you know what I should do? Okay. Yeah. Because you could do like any string, or you could do any character 0 or more, any character 0 or more. But that's not going to do, right? That grabs the whole thing and then just pulls out the matcher, which isn't exactly what I want. I want all the matches to just be all the numbers. I thought it was match. Maybe it's matches. Ruby matches regex documentation. That's really old. This is a different doc site. I really wish someone could just tell me the magic letter. I thought it was G. Because right, if we're in here, rubular, we use rubular all the time to do these sorts of things. So our regex is just /D. Our test string is, what is 1 + 1? Well, that's oh yeah. So if we match, yeah, match 1 and match 2. That's what I'm expecting. This is normally for like global or case insensitive flags, but I thought it was global by default. So I think maybe it is match that isn't doing the right thing, and I maybe want to use this guy. Maybe I want to use that. See, also sets global variables. Oh, nice. Yeah. I want my terminal back. Oh no. So instead, if we use that guy, index 8. Yeah, there's no G. I could swear that you can get more than one. I need Jacob to help me. I know you're here. I know you're lurking. Okay. I don't want to ask chat. I mean GPT chat. I want real chat to answer me. I really don't want to have to turn to chat GPT for this. Return. Okay. Get multiple matches. Ruby regex. all occurrences. Scan. Oh, you, of course. Of course. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's what I wanted the whole time. That's what I wanted the whole time. Okay. Thank you, Stack Overflow. I don't know the regex API. So scan, right, if we go back to here, scan gets us all of our numbers. And so even if we have minus 12 plus negative, oh, I do need to check for that. So what we actually want is any digit one or more times. Not that. That? Nope, not that. Oh, God. That's any character. One or more times is question mark. 0 or 1. Plus sign. 1 or more. That's what we want. I feel like I don't use plus that much in regex. I don't use it. I feel like I reach for star and question mark more. Rarely use plus, but plus is what we want. Oh, look at that. +1, +1, minus 12, and then plus a minus 12. So we didn't capture the negative, which we do need. So we need to say with or without a negative. And to do that, we use a minus sign, and that one will be 0. Question mark means 0 or 1 time. Oh, okay. Okay. And then we can like flatten that. And then we could map 2i on it. Is that going to return us? Ooh, okay. Okay. I could probably move this over, actually. Does that need to be bigger? Somebody tell me. Somebody tell me if this is too small or not. That's what she said. Okay. We fixed. Dear God, I'm like, yeah, let's use a regex, and then immediately fail at remembering how to do it at all. Awesome, super great. Okay, so what we really want. So here's all of our args. We're gonna take the question. We're gonna scan for all the digits with or without a minus sign. We can flatten that thing, and then could I even flat? I can just flat map it here, maybe. Ruby's got that, right? Oh, because it's, interesting. Oh, because, yeah, it's still the array of arrays. It doesn't, yeah, it thinks it's 2i-ing the array. Okay, so we can't do that. Flatten map, map flatten. Thought we could. Flatten map. Okay, so now if we debug our goo hence, we should see them in the test here. 1 and a 1. Beautiful, beautiful. That's exactly what we want. So we have the args. I don't think we need to, if we're making a real parser here, we'd probably need to handle the case where we're always doing a infix operation where we've got a, is that right? Oh my gosh, I'm just learning about this in the interpreter book. And so we only care about a 1 plus a 1. We don't have to worry about just plus 1 or just minus 1. So we know that we can start at an argument, then insert one of our operators, then add a new argument, then insert an operator, and we can do it like that. So we can take one from each, starting with our argument. So let's do operators. And that's going to be the question. And we're going to scan. This is interesting. So we just actually want to scan for the list of valid operators that we have, right? But we want to return them in order. So this is interesting. So if we do, for right now, let's just say plus. That's all we care about. Actually, well, I'm gonna do it already. Okay, fine. I know you were thinking it. Valid operators is going to be an array of strings. Got to have an equal sign. So we are valid. And then we'll need to do... Uh-oh. Don't do that. Why is it? Oh, we're rapping. We're rapping. Can I turn that off? Yep. I could scoot this over probably just a little. Okay. So we got valid operators, and we're going to join them with a pipe probably, so we can like OR. I'm getting ahead of myself. I know this is what's going to happen, so I'm like I'm previewing it in my head. I'm going to have this list that when I do the match, I'm going to need to match this or this or this that many times, and so I'm kind of thinking ahead a little bit here, but no, we don't have to do that since our list is only one. We could we do that up here instead of it being I mean, we could just have the string. I don't know. It's probably less work since we know there's only like 4 of them. Let's just do that. Because I'm just going to start adding these like this. So we'll say it's this. Gotta freeze it. Oh, don't save, dummy. So what does this do? This should work. We don't want to do these things. We'll probably just flatten it. So let's see, does that work? So if instead we match the group with a plus, we get a plus plus. Awesome. So, but we don't handle minus. That's fine. We don't care. And so I think if we did, right, let's just cheat a little bit. Oh, plus minus plus. Oh, it's beautiful. It's exactly what I want. It's exactly what I want. Okay. Arguments list, operators list. We've got them both. We need to convert our operators into actual symbols, right? We just have operator words. We need those to be a plus sign, a minus sign, and all that stuff. So let's call it operators, I guess. I don't know. So this is going to be an object. Currently, we only care about this one. And that will equal... Ooh. Is it going to let me do... I'm like mixing up my quotes here. Ooh, that was fun. Oh, that's so fun. Wow, thank you. Thank you so much for that. Don't save. Don't you save. Why? Gosh, every time. Is this going to work? We could probably make it work. We can send the symbol, right? Oh, if we sim this, then when we grab it, when we just say send me, it'll already be a symbol. Oh, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so now 4 arguments each. Yep. Do arg. Stop. I need each with index. Because I'm going to, for each arg, I'm also going to walk the operators list as well. So we do need the index. And so this now becomes like solve the problem. And actually, if we're, okay, we'll do this later. I'm getting ahead of myself again. Okay. What do we want to do? We need to build up this equation. And so we're probably going to have actually a 0 each with object. Object is the sum. I messed up this on yesterday. I believe I can do that. So we're going to have an arg, a sum, and then our index that we're at. And then we should be able to slowly, each iteration, add to the sum. Oh, we're going to have to peek ahead. Interesting. Or you know what? we can just build. We can just slowly build this up. I think. Oh man, this is now reminding me of a advent of code problem where we did this, where I don't actually need the next value. I just need to know if my current one is negative or not. And then if whatever my next symbol is, I just do that thing. Because I don't think we have parens here. We're not worried about order of operations. So if you do, well, we should see actually before I say that. If we do division, okay, multiple, let's see. Yeah. Do we? Oh, you should ignore order of precedence. Okay. Yeah, so I think it's just going to go in order. -3 plus 7 multiplied by -2. -3 plus 7 is +4 times -2, -8, right? Normally, I think times would get precedence. So we get to ignore it. That's helpful. Very helpful. So we can just go in order. We can just say, I'm an arg. Actually, starting at 0, you just say yay, and I add it to the sum, right? I add it to my sum or result. Actually, this isn't going to be a sum. This is going to be the result. And then the next one, if it's a plus or a minus, I just take that result, and then I do the thing with okay. I think this will work. So my arg, if we're at 0, we're gonna have to do like -1 on each of these. We could maybe sneak that by adding in a little buffer. That way they all kind of match, right? Because at the first arg, we don't do any operators. We wait. So I could prepend something just so that they're pushed over. Just prepend like a nil. Maybe, or a space, like prepend a space. If I'm going to save every time, I'm going to be so annoyed. Okay, if we like prepend, right, so we can kind of sneak that in, so that way the indexes match and we don't have to do any index math. That sounds nice. I like that. Okay, so we can do a if, or return arg if index 0. And in Ruby, you do it that way. So otherwise, we want to do, now we're not on 0. So returning the arg from in each with object is going to add that to the result. You don't have to. Tim, hello. I don't think the noises are working. Thanks, Tim. Hi. I don't think the noises are working. You should have heard a little magic noise. I heard it in my ears. That's why I looked over. There he is. Hey, bud. We're doing Wordy. We're doing word problems. I don't know how long you've been watching. I set it to no timeout, so you should have just been able to chat and not. Yesterday, I had the 10-minute timeout set, and so any time someone popped in, I was like, hey, you guys should talk to me, forgetting that you had to wait 10 minutes to talk to me. So that was fun. I lowered it though, so now you can just follow and then immediately slam me or say I'm dumb and leave. Hopefully you don't do that. I hope you don't know the secret incantation. Oh, good. Maybe then that'll be long enough that maybe you won't be able to criticize the way I'm doing something. There probably is the magic incantation to solve this problem. I'm just doing it the sandy shameless green. I'm just doing the dumbest way possible, the first thing I think of, and then we're going to go through and make it better. But I'm pretty sure, I know you did these, at least the first several. I believe one of the early advent of code problems was very similar to this, of just adding numbers to itself. For some reason, I remember that. Glad you're here. Glad you're able to at least watch on the phone. So now we're on arg1 or on index 1. Now we need to take something with the result. So we have our current result. Not a result. Just because, is it because I said it like that I wrote it like that? Result. Our result. And we need to operator, whatever our current operator is, and then add our arg. So we could send. Ooh, this is where we get neato right here. Operate. So we want to send operators of operators index. Why'd you help me with that? Right, so this is going to be a symbol. If we're being nice, we should take this out, right? So this will be like current operator equals that. So the current, oh, that's why there was two. The current operator is going to be, we're going to grab item number 1 out of our operators list, which, if we're looking at this, don't know why that got so big. If we're looking at this, it'll be the first plus. Then we're going to look that up in our operators object, which will turn into the plus symbol. So now we've got a plus symbol right here. Right, for our current loop, we've got this. And now we're going to send current operator to result, which, because lovely, everything in Ruby is an object, we can just send it the plus sign message, or we can send it a divide sign message, and it'll work. That's really neat. I don't know if we'd probably have to do this a very different way if this wasn't Ruby. So this is kind of a fun Ruby thing. So we're going to send the current operator, and then we can just send the arg as the arg. So this will be, right, so this is going to, what this is going to look like on our first loop will be a 1 plus send snid. We're going to be sending a plus with another 1 like that. And don't know if you knew this. I know Tim knows this. I don't know if anybody else knows this, but this is the exact same thing. So all since everything is an object, all of the what looks like operators on primitives is actually just syntactical sugar on sending it in the message. You don't even need to do this. Since we have a symbol, we have to, but these are all the same. You can do 1 dot plus 1, and that actually works. Mwah. Yeah, it is so lovely. I love that. And yeah, this should work too, right? If it doesn't, I'm surprised, right? So, works. It's going to be so good. Okay. I have to resist solving them all at once because I'm already excited about it. So I'm like, but I gotta stay calm. One at a time. Okay, let's see where we're at. Are we exploding? What did we do wrong? Why is that? Yeah, how did my tabs get so big? Somebody should have told me. Okay. .0 for nil. Interesting. I think that is because these need to be, I think with index will wrap your original args and it just adds to it as a second like this. I think this is what I needed to do. Let's see. I'll blame Tim if he didn't tell me. Okay, what do we got? Undefined method answer for an instance. Oh, I totally missed the API here. So you're supposed to make a new word problem, give it the question, and then answer is the thing that solves it. So beautiful. I was doing it all in one. I was doing it right on the initializer. So let's see. Addition. Okay. Assert equal. So we were expecting 2 and we got 1. Why did that happen? I was supposed to return the arg. Okay, now we're going to have to put debug-driven development here. Oh, is that a sad? It's so tiny. It's a scaredy cat. Oh no. What are you scared of? Let's debug arg. 650 times. We could do that. Let's just get all these in here so I know what the heck we're doing. Oh. Okay, should we? Yeah, we know what order they're in. Okay, let's just run that. Okay, so our arg was a 1. Our result is 0, which is what we expect. And our index is 0, which is also what we expect. So on the next loop, oh, return. It just stops. That's not what I want. Continue arg? Next arg? Maybe it's next. And that'll return arg. Okay, look at this. It did something. So it did move on, but it didn't put anything into result. So result was still 0, result was still 0. Arg was 1 and index was 1, but result was still 0. And then even the end, how did that happen? Result. I would have expected this to still equal 1. So that's interesting. How do we... Oh boy, I could do a regular for loop or something. Or, instead of using this reduce, let's do the dumb way. I don't want to get lost in each with object syntax. So let's just do it the not as fun way. We'll just do each with index. We'll have result out here. Make it work and then make it pretty, right? We need to do the right order here. I was trying to make it pretty at the same time. So we should be able to now, next, but do something. Result equals arg. Oh, you know what? Hold the phone. Hold the phone. I'm not going to put it back all the way. But knowing what we know about this case, we don't actually have to do anything here if we know that the result is always the first arg, right? It's always going to be arguments 0. It's always going to start as argument 0, and then we start doing stuff to it. So we can just move on. We could do something else to skip 0, maybe outside of the each, but for now we'll just next, I think. Let's see what this does. So now we still send, but now at the end, let's see what we got. See what we got. Oh, come on. I should have left the debugs in. I was too, that's what happens. When you're too confident and you take your debugs out, that's when you need them. Okay. So we started at 1. See what we did? Do you see what we did? What happens if I have a number and I do num plus 1? What is num? Oh gosh. You'd think by lunchtime I would not be that silly. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Oh, we need to put result back. We're going to get it. We're going to get it. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay. Wow. So we hit because we did a little bit of work ahead of time. I was cheating a little bit. But we can handle any type of addition. We've got normal, we've got more than a single digit, we've got negative numbers, we've got large addition, triple, they're just making sure we're not doing a digit to a certain character limit, I guess. So we can handle any amount, well, up to what Ruby can store, and even multiples, 1 plus 1 plus 1. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think we're at a really fun part because we're about to see, because we set it up this way, all we have to do is start adding more operators and stuff will just start working. So if we just do this, minus, let's not do them all. We're just going to do one at a time. Did minus work? Oh, 4 minus 12. Oh, minus negative. Sure, that's fine. I can do that. Nil is not a symbol nor a string. What do we do? Every time we add a valid operator, we have to add it to the operators. Oh, so what can we do? Watch this. I hate updating 2 places every time I want to do something, right? Ew. So instead of storing, we could store valid operators. We should. Okay, for right now, I'm going to. But we're probably going to take it out. Operators dot keys dot join. Ooh, now we're talking. So now all I have to do is update my one list. Oh, LMNOP. Minus. Oh boy. Okay. Are we back? I should have checked. I should have checked that plus still worked before I added minus, just to be a good refactor steward. But yeah, look at, we've got subtraction, we've got addition and subtraction, we've got subtraction then addition. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? The way we wrote the parser, it doesn't care. Which just do it. Like, I don't care. Nothing special about the order. Now we just got to solve multiplication. Multiplied is our keyword. MUL. Let's just, and that's going to be that. So like, is valid operators still useful, or could we just do that in here? I don't know. What looks worse? Like if you saw this in the regex, like there's a lot of stuff going on there already. Scan, keys, join, flatten, prepend. Like, whoa, like I feel like that's kind of a lot. I'd like it out here. This to me reads like, okay, yeah, I know exactly what valid operators is. It's the operators keys. Boom. That reads really nice. You know what? You can come back whenever you can. I'll be here. I'll at least do one more after this. This one's supposed to be easy. This one's actually really fun. Normally the easies are like one-liners, like word reverse. It's like dot reverse. If you want to do it the cheeky way. So what's next? Oh, multiplied. We added it in the one line. We got multiplied working. Guess how much work it's going to take to add divided? Ew. I didn't mean to get rid of that. Okay. Divided, run tests. We know the pattern now. Only 2 left. What do we have to solve? Unknown operation. So this one's interesting. So unknown operation, we don't have another arg, right? We could just raise it anytime we could maybe scan all of our operators. Excuse me. And if it's not there, just raise, right? Before we even start. Then maybe that's what I'll do. So like before I even start, check our operators. So we just check if this is nil, right? Because we have our list of valid operators. If we've done, if we've scanned the whole thing, I guess if there are any, it's interesting. So we're adding this. What happens? We should check. What happens if I add? What is 1 plus 1 cubed? 1 plus 1 cubed, 12. Yeah, that doesn't make sense, but let's just see what this does. It doesn't return it. So in that case, we would just continue on. Oh, that throws a wrench. That throws a little wrench. I mean, to pass the spec, all we have to do is check for an empty operator set. So like if all we got back, right? So this is the question, right? What is 52 cubed? All we have to make the test happy, all we have to do is check for that, which is empty. That's a, I think that's a rails. No, empty. Great. A blank is rails. So, oh, that says empty false too. Ooh, we checked out length is 1 maybe. If it's 1, we know it's the only thing that's in there is the thing we inserted. That'll work. It would be cooler if we could, as we were scanning, like find it and blow up. But maybe we just don't know at parse time. So this is like our parser, and then this is like our evaluator. So in the parsing stage, we actually don't know. But we could know in the evaluator stage if we check current operator. So we could raise argument error if current operator is nil. I'm going to hit save so much. Let's see if that does what we want. It expected. What was it? Now I'm curious. That should be airplane. Don't know if you can hear that. There's airplanes all over my house. What did we do? We only had one index, so we moved on. Okay. We don't have to do this, like, to make the code actually work, but maybe it wants. Oh, we don't need that anymore. So we're doing a bit of extra work because we have to check for the operator even when we know we're 0. And we'll know it's not nil because our first operator, well, actually, no, it will be nil. That's going to blow up on all of them, right? That's weird. That's not a good solve. Yeah. We need to know. I know the dumb way to do it. I know the dumb way, but I don't want to do that. Let's go back. Let's journey back. This is correct because we always want to skip if we're on 0, but then that means we're done. So, I mean, here. I'll do the dumb thing. We'll look in the community to see if there's a better answer for this. But right, all we're gonna check is that operator's length is 1. Equals 1. Oh, that's interesting. We could also check that the operator's length is 1 less or is equal to the arguments. Is that how that? Oh, but this one will pass, right? Because it'll be arguments 52, and then operators will be the empty. Will be our empty guy. So that'll be 1 and 1. I thought that was clever. If we didn't prepend, we could do it, right? Because if we don't prepend, operators will be empty and arguments will have 1 in it. And it should be, well, I guess arguments should always have more than 1 too. Ooh, oh yeah. What if we check arguments? What if we check the argument's length has to be greater than 1? Because we don't know how to do anything if your argument list is less than one, right? We don't have those. We don't have prefix or single operations. I think that does it. Less than 2. Greater than 1 is the opposite of what I wanted. Holy cow. Okay. What was the last one, though? We skipped. Oh, sorry. That was loud. What was the last one? A non-math question. Yeah. So because we didn't parse any arguments, we don't know how to do that, right? So that's cool. We should also, if we were being very correct here, if we were really making this thing resilient, we would need to make sure that operator's length equals argument's length. That's a little bit, it's a little extra check, but I don't know which one to check first, but that should always be true. Oh, one less. Right? Is that one less? -1. Even though we padded it, there's always going to be one extra argument, right? Otherwise, so if we look at, what's that? Plus, we only have 3 arguments, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that makes sense. So it should always be 1 less, because we're like sandwiched. They're between. And since that, I don't know why, but I want to see it like this. So that's just an extra check for the case that the test actually isn't checking, which is if cubed was somewhere in the middle. That was this case where exactly that. So if there was this case, plus cubed plus, hold on. Maybe these should be equal because we're padding it. If we have a correct amount, it should be 4. And then what should our, is it just /d? We don't prepend. We /d, minus question mark /d star /d plus. I just said it. It should be 4. That's curious. Right? Those should be the same. That's what because of the padding, I feel like those should always be the same. But what are we getting wrong here? Let's debug. I want to know. I know it's like the dumbest little thing to get stuck on, but I have to know how this works. One and a 1. 53 and a 2. Oh, I should be checking the lengths. Oh yeah, where did our prepend go? I should inspect actually. Length. Okay, 2, 2, 2, 2. 3, 3, right? All the same. 3, 3, 3. 3, 3, 3. And that should raise an error if it's not. I'm so confused. Let's just see which one we failed on. Are you? Oh. Oh my gosh. Unless. Unless. That made me sweat. That made that how man. I wish Tim you were watching because you I bet you were staring at that for so long, going, please notice that it should be less or not equals. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's working. Let me run them again. Okay. Before we move on to the community answers, because I'm curious how other people, I know that there's a magic, you know, the cool, maybe even a one liner that you could do this in. So I'm curious about that. But let's clean this up as best we can. How would we actually, be as close to production as we would maybe make this? I mean, I know what I would do first. I would pull these out, right? So these would be little helpers. So our only public API is answer, right? And then we're going to make some private little helper guys, and we'll call this one just arguments. And then we'll call another one operators. And we're just going to shove those in there. And then since we only need to compute these one time, this will be nice because every time we check arguments, it's saved, because we move this to a method. It's not checking every single time. Being a good steward. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So I think the errors were actually on answer. So I was thinking, oh, it'd be cool if we moved those into the initializer, so you can't even initialize the thing with bad stuff. But we're not expecting errors until we call answer. So those have to stay right here. Let's make sure that still works. Bloop. Amazing. And I think now that we solved the initialize, I think we can do this with object with index again. Oh my goodness, each with object with. And then our initial value, is going to be argument 0 instead of the 0. So we solved the problem of having to pass that back to arg or to the result. Can you hear those airplanes? Let me scoot this over so you can see. Okay. And then we still need to do this. So, okay. That's going to set result. We still need to set it at, I think so. Whatever you return from each with object is what becomes result. So I believe we can get rid of that. And we don't need that because this whole thing will return the result. Are we still passing? No. What did I do? Do we? I think we need to do this still. No. No. Darn. Maybe next doesn't work the way I think it does. Maybe I need to return result. Or else I'm getting like nil right there. And then, or like, yeah, who knows? Maybe. No. It fails all of them. It's like, I mean, off by 2. Oh, yeah, it doesn't. So it's not getting the final value. Each with object, you don't have to return a final value. It's weird that, oh yeah, just the errors. Dang. I wanted to make that better. I can't see why that wouldn't work. Okay, let's back up to where we know we're working. We tried something, it didn't work. Let's go back. Let's journey back. Journey back more. I think there. Okay, we're back. Yeah, I can't. Now we need to look. Obj. Enumerable. I don't know. There's like this new Ruby doc. It looks very different and it keeps confusing me. Calls the block once, passing both the element and the given object. With no block given, returns enumerator. Yeah, this is just setting. So yeah, even right here, we don't have to return the hash. It just can set a value and then you can do your thing. Yeah, I'm doing something wrong. I can't quite see it. We're just gonna have to leave it this dumb way. Because there should be a reduce, the each with object method. Should I poke more? Is it going to bother me? It's going to bother me. I think it's going to bother me. So sorry. You just have to watch me struggle through this because I got to know. Did I name that thing wrong? Ooh, that's going to be embarrassing. I think I named it result. And this is the index. So let's see all of our stuff. Going to debug and arg. And we're going to debug the result. Not like that, you're not. And just for kicks, let's get them all in here just so we know that we're talking to the right stuff. Wow, that was off by 2 error there. Oh, this is not going to work. Converted half of it. Each with object is that guy. Okay, we're going to leave it. No, I didn't touch that at all. Oh, maybe the with index is messing up the return. Let's see. Res. That would be weird. I wouldn't have expected that, but maybe. A 1, a 1, and a 1. The arg was 1. Result was 1. Index was 1. We should probably do the rest. I don't think I have to do that. We'll put, I don't know, let's just put before. After. Okay. So we're going to get a result before and after. What is going on? Are you messing me up? If we don't have an index, I can do this a very gross way just to check. I need to know the index of my argument. Oh, yeah, we won't know. It could be 1 and a 1 and a 1. So result is what we think it is. It's a 2. That's what it's supposed to be. But then when we return it, we're only returning the 1. This should return. We shouldn't actually have to do that. We should be able to just call this. And that will set result to that thing. So actually, I shouldn't even have to do this. Because that will be 2, and that should store a 2 back in result. It's got to be something with this. Let's see. Oops. Okay, instead of, I'm just going to do a plus sign on purpose. So current operator is just going to be plus. And test 1 should pass. I need that to go away. I need this to go away. Where's index? Where are you at? Oh. How do I skip the first one? What is that even going to do? Curious. Yeah. It just kept going. Did it twice. Infinite loop. What did it even do? That's weird. It's gotta be that. I still need to know about 0. Instead of oh yeah. It kind of changes the whole way this thing works. Right? So it's kind of like without skipping 0, I'd have to rethink. We'd have to do this a totally different way. I was hoping to just see if the with index was the thing causing it. I feel like it is. You know what? Actually, let's see if somebody uses each with object, and then we can just see how it works, because I clearly don't remember. Each with index, if index 0, current operator, result. We need, man. Okay. That's as much as I want to do on that one. I'm going to submit. I don't want to wait. Let's check in the community. Easy. Whew. Yikes. Okay, let's check most submitted. This is 6-year-old answer. Let's see what he did. Look for the numbers. Look for our questions. Oh, that's kind of neat. That's a good way to do that, right? Just straight up map to the operations right away. I like that. Should have done that. If numbers empty or operations empty. So he doesn't. Oh. Whoa. Okay, he is using inject. Each slice, though. Inject is the same as each with object. But Oh, is that what we're doing wrong? Hold the phone. No, inject reverses them. That's the sneaky bit. Ruby inject. Yeah, this is the same as reduce. But look at, you get the sum first and then your thing. And so each with object it goes in the order. Each iterator object makes it easy to remember. So that wasn't our problem. But this is kind of cool. The equation is take the operation, specifically pop off a unshift. Is that an append? That's an append. Or a prepend. Unshift is the same as prepend. So doing it instead of what we did, which was make the empty string just a padding, he turned that into an equation. So that's kind of cool. Zip numbers, flatten, comma. Oh man. Okay, let's keep looking for a each with object or with index maybe. Whoa, what do we got here? Whoa, oh man, totally different. Reduced is the parsed equation, while reduced size, call evaluate. Oh man, it keeps adding evaluate. Whoa, that's pretty neat. If it ends in a question mark, remove it, split it, reject. Whoa. Oh yeah, call. Oh yeah, mapping a method. It's very functional. This is very JavaScripty, very or functional style mapping method calls. But it's cool. Okay. Parse the token when it's a digit, turn it to an int when it's that. That's kind of cool. Bookkeeping. 7 years ago. Oh, that's via the CLI. Nice. Okay. Operators join. Keys. Search for operands. Oh yeah, another word. Fail if operator's empty. Pop one off. Zip them up. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Reduce. Use the same. Yeah, zip them up. Zip is really cool. Is that so if we had this as, I want to see what this looks like. So if we don't do that, because he's not prepending anything, right? Oh, he does shift. Pops one off. I think. So if we store this as ops equals that, and then args. So now we have args and ops. So if we zip those, args.zip ops, arps, and then zip flatten, operators, zip operands. Operate. I think I did it backwards. But yeah, that's cool because then you get them all grouped up. Similar, actually, almost. Wait, did I just look at this one? That's almost identical to this guy's. Is that right? Oh no, that was one we were looking at. Okay. Going crazy. Well, nobody used each with object. They all use reduce. This is cool. What is by to the just any of the words we don't care about. That's cool. Let's just look at a code golf one. I should have looked. What did Jacob say? Shift is prepend by thinking about how to put something in an array that starts at a given memory address. You'd have to shift all existing elements one spot over. Is that right? Shift is a prepend? I think I said it backwards. What am I in? I'm in reduce. Enumerable. That's interesting. Enumerable doesn't implement shift, only like array does. Probably makes sense. What would that even mean on a map or a hash? Shift. Removes the first element of self and returns it. Shift 2. See, I'm like literally reading it and I still am going, wait, does it add it or remove it? Which one's the alias? Unshift. Prepends object to the front of self. Use shift for the opposite effect. Yeah. Unshift is a prepend, not shift. Let's do fewest lines. I want to see the code golf version of this. 3 months ago. Okay. What do we got? Subs. Boom, boom. Subs. Each G sub. String dot sub, the 0th for the first. Okay. Oh, I was like, what? Why would you sub the first thing for the second thing? It's the whole string. So go through this whole string and substitute wherever you see a plus. Yeah. I told you. Yeah. It's the opposite. Whoops. Yeah, so go through, sub them all out. Just multiplied. Oh yeah, multiplied by, divided by. Okay, and then delete the question mark. Split it on the space, and then so this assumes that it's always what is, right? Because the first 0 will be what, 1 will be is, and then 2 will be a number. And so we're assuming that this structure is always the same. So it works. Is there one that's identical? Okay. Any other interesting things? Ooh. Each with index dot inject. Maybe that was our problem. Maybe we should have used the each with index, and instead of tacking on the with index at the end, do it before, and that returns enumerable still, because it was not setting result to what it should have been, and that was confusing. Elapsed time to wow. I didn't think to put how long it took you in there. It's probably useful. Okay, I'm done with that one. Did I submit? I don't think I did. Mark it as complete. I don't want to tell anybody. I don't want him to look at it. I don't want him to. I want to just go to a different one and get this bad taste out of my mouth. We got